everybody, and welcome to Niner People Radio's Good Morning Niner Empire. I'm your host, Jaymie. Let me know in the comments if I sound too loud or anything like that. So we are here for your morning show. So I will be going over like the pressers and stuff, any other news that has come out over the week that we haven't touched on yet. And yeah, it's mostly going to be about those press conferences that they hold over the week. So, like right now, they're doing OTAs, so there's some stuff about that. But before we get into the show, there's a few housekeeping items. So, um, you are joining us on Twitch, which is awesome. We've made the move over to Twitch, and we are super excited about it. So please subscribe to our Twitch channel, or at least give us a follow. If you have Amazon Prime and you can connect it to your Twitch account, you get a free sub each month. So we'd love it if you give us a chance for a month, and hopefully you love our content and are willing to just keep subscribing to us. Make sure you go check out our website, 905radio.com. We have some articles up there now and stuff, and some awesome new articles coming. And we also post some other stuff up there that we'd love for you guys to go check out. We also have a shop, 905radio.com/shop. We have some new stuff coming up pretty quickly, so please go check that out. See if there's anything you like. There's some awesome stuff up there. And also follow us on Twitter. We're at 905R on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're at 905radio. And we are still doing YouTube. We're at 905 Radio on YouTube, so please go check us out and subscribe to us there. And yeah, for Twitch, we are not here at 905 Radio. So yeah. So that is all our housekeeping stuff. And stuff like that. So let's get into our show. So we had press conferences from our new defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryan. We have press conferences from Javon Kinlaw, Jason Barrett, Jimmy Ward, and Samson. I don't know how to say his last name, so he's the new defensive end we signed this offseason, so I don't want to butcher his name too much on here. I'm going to first go over D'Amico Ryan's press conference because his was very interesting, and it was his first press conference after he has been promoted to defensive coordinator. And he had some awesome stuff to say. So he talked a little bit about what his defensive style is going to be. And it sounds like it's going to be very fast and very aggressive. And he wants the D-line to go like after the ball. It sounds like it's going to be a very aggressive defense. And he also mentioned that that he will have some of Robert Saleh's, our former defensive coordinator, like scheme, but he's also going to have his own wrinkles thrown in, which I think is good, because I do think the style that, Saleh ran was good for our defense, and I think with so many wrinkles thrown in, I think that'll be really good, and what we kind of need to like make sure teams don't get too used to our our scheme and stuff like that, and that we can be fresh and stuff and make it hard for teams to like plan for us. He also talked about players he's excited about. He's excited about Javon Kinlaw because Kinlaw didn't have OTAs last season, but he is there this season, this year, and he says he looks really good, and it's going to be huge that he's here for OTAs, so he's really excited about that. And he's mentioned Kevin Gibbons a couple of times and says that he's worked really hard. He's done a lot, and he's really excited about him too. And I think he's just excited to see like all the aspects of the defense together. He also mentioned that being promoted to defensive coordinator, he's going to go over like it's an adjustment from focusing just on linebackers to focusing on all aspects of the defense, because now he has to worry about defensive line, linebackers, and the secondary, but not in a way where he's like worried about it, but it's just like he's getting used to that because he's so used to being able to focus on the linebackers. Now he has like control kind of all over the defense, which I think is really interesting. Um, yeah, and what else did he say? He's had a pretty smooth adjustment. He feels pretty confident in his adjustment. It's been a little bit it's been pretty smooth. I think if it was last season, it would have been weird because of COVID. But I think because so far they've looks like they're having a like a lot more of a normal off season this year. That he is looking good, and he seems really excited. Um, he's also um, going. He also mentioned in the press conference that he will be on the field like Robert Saleh was, so he will be on the field, not up in the booth. Um, and he's pretty excited to be down there with the guys and the players. So yeah, we have that, which I think is pretty awesome. And that is it really for his stuff. I mean, he had the most tidbits. His press conference was really awesome. I really liked getting a little glimpse of him because we really haven't. I honestly like. It's awesome to see him and his like being promoted to defensive coordinator, and I'm actually really excited about him being promoted. I think he seems like he's really smart. He knows what he wants to do. He has a clear plan, and I think he's just ready to play some football and and to watch his guys play and stuff. And he just I don't know. He seems really smart. So, and I feel like he has a good grasp on the scheme because he's been with us since 2017. So he has a good idea of what Kyle's scheme is and what Saul has run for through the last like 3 years. So yeah, he seems pretty ready, and I'm pretty excited to see him go at it. Yeah. So Kinlaw's press conference, he didn't really talk that much about a lot of stuff. His was pretty normal answers. Like he didn't really give too much specific stuff away. He mentioned his mindset. He's really excited about his mindset. He's feels refreshed. He's excited to be back. He's here. Um, and stuff, and he seems excited to be here. He did apologize for the squirrel like photo or video that he posted over the off season, where he had that weird thing with the squirrel in his mouth. He did apologize about that, so we'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, Ken Loss is really short. A lot of the players don't they talk about some stuff, but it's like they always talk around a lot of like the more interesting questions. But he just has a good mindset. He's healthy. He did mention that he had a procedure on his knee, and that was just a cleanup for his knee. So it wasn't anything super serious, which is good to know. And stuff like that. Then we have Jason Barrett. He his press conference is really good. He's excited to have like a normal off season and not have to worry about rehabbing. He's having just a normal off season, and yeah, he's just excited to like actually like just stay in shape, all that stuff, not have to worry about injuries, and he's really excited to have a healthy start to the year. And he's just, I think they're all just ready to play, honestly. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. They're just excited to play. And he mentioned the rookies, a couple of rookie secondary players who drafted. He really likes them. He says they're super smart. They're doing really good. He's just excited for them to see how they progress over the season and over like the rest of this off season and stuff like that. He's pretty excited about that. And yeah, it's pretty much Jason Verrett's. Jason Verrett's was a lot about his injury history, which obviously since he's had some pretty significant injuries over the last couple of years, that makes a lot of sense. I'm excited for him to be there. Like I'm just excited to see him start off healthy, and hopefully he can start off really good this season and stay healthy all year. I think that'd be huge for him. Um, yeah, so that's Jason Verrett. And also another thing about Brett before I move on to Jimmy Ward, he mentioned that him coming back was huge. Like there was a huge factor in his the 49ers belief in him and just his fit and everything here is why he came back, and he's super excited to be back. I got that vibe. He's just happy to be back here in San Francisco and all that fun stuff and whatnot. So I think that's pretty awesome. I don't know how a lot of you feel about Barrett. I know a lot of us were excited for a lot of his moves, like a lot of his plays last year, but I'm excited for him. I think he's a really good corner when he can stay healthy, and I'm just hoping he's able to stay healthy. But we know football, anything can happen with injuries in football. He is, but he's just like he's had such a hard break. So I'm really hoping like however much longer he plays, because I think him and Jimmy Ward are getting kind of up there in age. That he that when he finishes his career, he will finish at the top, and he won't be like his career won't be decimated. Won't hopefully will be remembered by how good he was at the end of his career, and not by all the injuries he's had. But I'm pretty excited for him. Okay, moving on to Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward also talks about the injuries, about the not the injuries. The rookies coming in. He says he likes his attitude in the press conferences. They come in, they work hard, um, and he just likes them. And he likes just their attitude and stuff. And if you've seen, there's been a couple of good. I don't know which. I can't remember which player it was, but one of the rookies had that really standout quick play about that like interception, that really savvy interception, and I don't know if it was OTAs or training camp, but like at the beginning, maybe a rookie training camp, mini camp, um, and stuff, and like the good things are coming out about the rookies. I'm pretty excited to see them. And hello to Jason and to um, I'm Rich 58. Yeah, I it's good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you guys want to add your thoughts, please feel free to post them in the comments and stuff. So what else? Jimmy Ward talked about him and the veteran players, because we got a lot of the veteran players coming back to take a lot of that pressure off of D'Amico Ryan, since this is his first year as defensive coordinator, and for them to kind of hopefully help the rookies and like to make sure everything runs smoothly on their end. And he takes that really seriously, and so I feel like he's going to put a lot of effort into making sure when he's on the field that everything is going to hopefully go smooth with them. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing for D'Amico that we have a lot of veteran players this this season for D'Amico, because if it was like a lot of young players, it's not impossible, but it'd be a lot harder. So I feel like with the veterans, having them for his first season, it's gonna hopefully make the transition a lot smoother when we start playing and all that fun stuff. Um, Jimmy's Ward's press conference was funny though. He's very funny. He cracks me up. He talked to one of the reporters who gives him a hard time a lot and was teasing him and stuff. And Jimmy Ward has he mentioned something in the presser where he talked about they asked him when, since he moved around a lot on in the secondary, like he would play corner, safety, slot, like nickel and stuff like that. They talked to him about that, asked what his advice would be to players who keeps getting moved around, um, and stuff like that. And Jimmy Ward mentioned that it was really hard, and he mentioned that not a lot of players would still be on that team if they did that, move that around. And he'd moved around a lot when he first got here. So it's a testament to him and to all of that stuff that he's still here, and he's still, because he is a really good player when he's healthy, and stuff like that. And so I thought that was a really interesting part of his presser of how he dealt with all that stuff and the advice he gave. He said just kind of stick with it, but then once you find a spot that you're really good at, try to stay there. So we do have a comment from M_Rich58. He says, "Do you think Kyle will still be the head coach if he doesn't make the playoffs this year?" Yeah, I do. I don't listen. The years Kyle, we all. I feel. I hope a lot of there are very few coaches who are as good as Kyle Shanahan scheme wise. Like Kyle Shanahan is a offensive football genius. He knows what he's doing with his scheme. He's really good at that stuff. Um, he uh like unless like what Jason said. Jason says Kyle is fine for another season or two unless it's a serious collapse. I agree with that. Unless something really serious happens, Kyle is still going to be here for the next couple of seasons at least. Um, I feel like yeah, I feel like Jed York, or the owner, isn't going to be so like hot and cold. He's really stuck with Kyle since he's been here, and Kyle's had a rough time since like honestly like our first year. Um, we struggled really hard, didn't have a quarterback. Second year, when we got Jaymie at the end of the 2017 season. Second year, Jaymie gets hurt, basically losing season. Um, really hard. Obviously misses the playoffs. Next year, we go to Super Bowl, lose, but Kyle's still here. Last year, decimated by injuries. Like a lot of players go down, and it sucks. Um, so like Kyle has been up and down each year, and um, I feel like Jed's okay with that. Like I know, obviously, we all want to win. Like we all want to win a Super Bowl. That's what we want. We want to see the 49ers win a Super Bowl. Um, and stuff. And I'm sure Jed York wants to too. But we just like I don't see Kyle going anywhere. And I like I don't even know who I don't even know who would replace him. Like there's I don't feel comfortable with anybody else really. Like I don't know who is up on their contracts and stuff. And I feel like Kyle fits in really well over here. Emmerich has another comment. Don't you feel like Kyle's not good enough to be a head coach? I just that's a good question. Um, Kyle obviously, like everybody, has his strengths and weaknesses. There's obviously stuff that he could get better at doing, for sure. Um, but like, I am totally okay with him sticking around. Like we are a good team when he's here, and Kyle like I just don't know who else you would choose. Like, who else is coming up on their contracts? Like, I don't even know. Because like all the really good coaching options are stuck under contracts. So like, I don't even know who you'd want to switch. Because like Kyle, while he's had rougher seasons, like he's still got us to the Super Bowl in the first time in a long time. Emmerich 58, one of the Chiefs coordinators could replace him. I mean that's true. I mean that is an option, but like I am totally fine with Kyle, honestly. Like Kyle got us to the Super Bowl for the first time since what 2012. Like and we literally almost won if we didn't collapse in the fourth quarter. Um and yes, that is something that Kyle needs to work on, and a lot of 49ers fans will be like Kyle needs to freaking fix his fourth quarter decision making, and I will always agree with that. But I feel like Kyle's also the coach that um learns like from his mistakes. Like he was very like if you notice after we got beat by the Bills last season, Kyle had always been very stuck with what kind of quarterback he wanted. And then once he saw Josh Allen just like destroy the 49ers defense, he realized like maybe I should rethink this. And what did we do this season? We went up and we got Trey Lance. So like he's not exactly Josh Allen, but he's big. He has an arm. He's mobile. Like he has a lot of potential. So Jason says, oh, I don't know how to say his name. Benemery deserves a head coaching job at this point. Having him be a seat anywhere is a disservice. I think he's possibly trying to wait at Reed retiring and taking over the team. Okay, so that's in regard to the Chiefs coordinator. See, that makes sense too. Like the only kind of people I'd want to replace Kyle would be like Reed, Belichick, um, those kind of coaches. Like I wouldn't, I don't know. Like I wouldn't take a guy coming out of college to come in to be a head coach. Like Kyle has a lot of experience just being coaching in the league in general, like working his way up and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I do think that Kyle is good. Like I agree with Jason. I think Kyle is good for another season or two, unless something like really bad happens and Kyle makes like a really sketchy mistake. But I don't even feel like that's something that Kyle would do. Um, yeah. Anyway, back to Jimmy Ward. Um, they also asked Ward if D'Amico Ryan might use him in new ways, and he kind of said maybe. Um, Ward says he has a specific reason he wants to be specific way he wants to be used, but it might not happen because of just how versatile Ward is in the backfield um, and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for Ward. Yeah, I can't think of anything else for him. But his press conference is really good. He's really good with the media and stuff, and he had some cool stuff to say. Like I like his advice about being moved around to the younger guys who are like coming into the league, especially like undrafted guys. Like just try to make it work, and then like if you find a spot that you're really good at, try to stick there, so that way they won't move you around as much, and stuff like that. Samson's what press conference is really good too. He mentioned a few things like he mentioned like working with some of the other guys, talking to D Ford, if you talk to D Ford and stuff, since him and D Ford are very similar in size and stuff. He talked about just his role on the team, and like the coaches have told him like he's basically going to be going in, attacking the ball. Like that's going to be his focus. He's not going to be worried about reading. He's just going to be going after the ball. I guess from what I can understand, and trying to get to the quarterback. And another thing is, I did not realize this. One of the reporters asked him if that he is good at getting down mobile quarterbacks, which is something that the 49ers have struggled with for the last few seasons. And they asked him if there's a secret, and he really just said up front, there's not really that big of a secret. You just have to wear them down before they wear you down, and just try to get to them before they get you. And so it's just really like a matter of like just who gets there first, and who, like, if the quarterback throws the ball first, or if the defensive end or defensive tackle gets there first. So I thought that was really a really cool little tidbit. I mean, it's not really super interesting, but it was just nice to kind of hear. And I know that we've all been worried about that because we have to deal with Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, you know, and Matt Stafford isn't as mobile as those guys, but Matt Stafford is definitely still a really good quarterback. So, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the stuff on the pressers. And stuff, some cool tidbits for just coming out. I mean, there's not a lot going on right now because it is OTAs. There's some stuff coming out, but I just like some of the advice the guys say, and it's just nice to see them like talk and just see them and hear how they're doing and all that fun stuff, and whatnot. I'm going to look for Matt Mayoko had a I think it was him. He posted an injury update, and I wanted to talk about that. See if I can find it, because there's a little bit of a list. Okay, so yesterday he posted, on my Twitter it says 1 day ago. So this is from Matt Mayoko on his Twitter. This is the injury report so far. Nathan Gary, Achilles, Jaquiski Tart, toe, Marcel Harris, groin, Travis Benjamin calf, Richie James hamstring, Brandon Ayuk groin, Raheem Mostert knee, Maurice Hurst shoulder. That's what he mentioned on Twitter. Um, and so I know some people probably saw that and were like, what the heck? How do we already have that many injuries? It's probably from them not playing for a couple months and just injuring something. I don't feel like, and and he also said all should be ready for training camp, so I wouldn't worry too much about that and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just hoping that injuries are not a huge thing this season as it was last season. Yeah, because that is pretty bad. But if we get some out of the way now, hopefully it's not too bad the rest of the season. But I do feel like it's just like not playing as much and their body's just not getting back into it and just overexerting or something like that. Oh, Jimmy Ward did mention Javarius Moore, and since Javarius Moore put on some more muscle weight or something, he's still really fast, and so I'm pretty excited to see him. So that's a little tidbit just to see how he does this season and whatnot. But yeah, I mean that pretty much covers all of that. Yeah, I mean I really like D'Amico Ryan's press conference. I feel like he's going to come in and kind of fill in for Salah. I wouldn't say like super seamlessly, but I don't think it's going to be as weird. Like I probably won't be as crazy as it was last, like adjusting from somebody completely outside the organization. I feel like D'Amico has a good demeanor about him. He obviously knows what he wants to run, and kind of has a good blueprint around and stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does. So far in training camp, there's been some stuff. Like I think it's really great that a lot of I think like 90%, except for like the ones that are super still injured, like Nick Bosa and D Ford, are at OTAs. Like this is voluntary; they don't have to be here, but a lot of them still are here, which I think is really awesome because I think that's great for the guys to kind of gel more together and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, and like I think that's great. It's gonna help with the guys getting rapport with each other and gelling with each other and stuff like that. I mean, I know I heard up in Seattle that not a lot of the veterans showed up to the voluntary camp, so I don't know. Um, I'm just pretty excited for for the season. Yeah. Let's see what else can we talk about. Oh yeah, we did sign linebacker James Burgess Jr. to a 1 year deal. He'll be on the practice field in a couple of hours of his new teammate. This is from Matt Miyoko yesterday or the day before. Um yeah. So we did have some signings. So I'm going to go to a break real quick, like a quick break, and then I'll come back and I'll talk a little bit about Weston Richburg retiring because I realized I haven't touched on that yet, and we did just have him retire. So we'll be right back in just a minute. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching the ads and for coming back. So now I'm going to talk about Weston Richburg. So Weston Richburg announced his retirement this week. He had I think it was a pectoral injury. Um, was it late last year? Late? I feel like it was late 2019 that he had it. Because I don't think he played last season. I'm trying to remember. But he had a pretty serious injury, and so I feel like there's a lot of talk that he was going to retire because it was I guess it was a pretty hard injury to overcome, and so he officially announced his retirement this week. And it sucks because he really didn't get to do um, that much, which is a bummer. I'm trying to see if I can find something on it. But yeah, I just wish him the best. And stuff like that. Wish he could have played with us more, but it makes sense. And now I'm glad that we went and signed Alex Mack over here, so that way we have a decent center. Because Western Richburg was a really good center. He just had some really bad, unfortunate injuries. And I think he was also getting up there in age, so it probably made sense for him to retire. So, because those like muscle injuries are really hard to deal with. So, yeah. Yep. So that is that. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Um, yeah. I mean, we've seen Jimmy G, and Trey Lance working on the field for OTAs. Both are doing obviously like the same quarterback drills and all that stuff. It's been fun to watch them kind of like go back and forth and whatnot. It's been, yeah. I mean, that has fortunately quieted down a little bit now that Jimmy's here and Trey's here, and they both seem to be getting along really well, which I think is great. And yeah, I mean, I know we're all super excited to see Trey Lance start whenever that is, but I do think having him not be rushed in right away is a good thing. Because we do have, like, that's the thing I don't understand. Jimmy Garoppolo got us to the Super Bowl. He didn't win us a Super Bowl, but he got us there, which is also extremely important. He did help us. Like, not I know we had a fantastic run game that season, um, but he also there were some games where he did make really good throws, like the Green Bay game. He hit a pretty good, not super long, but he had a pretty decent pass to George Kittle that got George Kittle a touchdown. I know it was a blowout game, but um, Jimmy Garoppolo does make some decent passes. He's not the best quarterback in the league, obviously, but he has his moments, and he's a veteran. He knows the system now, so it's like I think it'll be good. I just hope he stays healthy and starts him. I don't know if any of you guys have any opinions on if Trey Lance should start at some point, like after the bye or whatnot, or like what we should do with that. But I'm okay with Lance sitting out for the year and redshirting and just like getting used to the NFL and getting acclimated and all that fun stuff. I know I've probably talked about this a bunch of times, but I just saw something about them pop up on my timeline on Twitter. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly. We did sign somebody, wide receiver. Um, I forgot who his name is, but I'll have to see if I can find it and stuff. But it was not a very well known wide receiver, I don't think. But it was okay. Also, I didn't catch this. The 49ers have signed tight end Michael Pruitt to a 1-year deal. He's wearing a Titans jersey, so we signed him. Um, yeah, Weston Richburg announced retirement. He says, I was able to play some good football all over the country and was fortunate enough to finish my career with the greatest franchise in sports. We signed the linebacker James Burgess Jr. to a 1-year deal. Okay, let's see. Following moves. See if he's on here. Okay, yeah. The San Francisco 49ers announced, this is from 49ers.com. So this is on their Twitter feed and on the website. The San Francisco 49ers announced on Tuesday that they have signed wide receiver Andy Jones to a 1-year deal. The team has also waived tight end Daniel Helm and released quarterback Josh Johnson. Jones, 6'1", 217, was originally signed as an undrafted free agent by the Dallas Cowboys on May 6, 2016. Throughout his career, he has appeared in 11 games, 3 starts, and registered 11 receptions for 80 yards and 1 touchdown with the Houston Texans in 2017 and Detroit Lions in 2018. He also spent time on the Cowboys 2016 and Lions 2017 and Miami Dolphins in 2019 practice squads. After spending training camp with the Dolphins in 2020, he was released by the team on September 5th, 2020. The 26-year-old native of Claremont, Florida, Jones attended Jacksonville University, where he appeared in 41 games, 29 starts, and registered 144 receptions for 2,120 yards and 17 touchdowns. As a senior in 2015, Jones started 10 games and finished with 60 catches for 890 yards and 8 touchdowns. Helm, so this is a tight end, Daniel, 6'4", 225, re-signed with the 49ers on March 17th, 2021. He appeared in the first 5 games of his career last season with the 49ers. Josh Johnson signed a reserve feature contract with the team on January 15th, 2021. In 2020, he was signed to the 49ers practice squad on November 11th, where he spent the remainder of the season. So yeah, those are some like lesser known moves, but I mean, it makes sense. We do have a lot of quarterbacks on the roster, so not all of them are obviously going to make the team. He it makes sense to lose Josh Johnson. I feel like, because I feel like Kyle would want to see what Josh Rosen has, and we're obviously not getting rid of Jaymie or Trey. So I don't know if anybody else is going to make the team, or I don't know who was the guy we signed recently. Like, I don't know if any of them are eligible for the practice squad. I feel like they're not. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. But I mean, I feel like that's all the recent news, honestly. And I already talked about the schedule last time I was on here. Let's see. Trying to think. Yep. Also, last week there was some more. I could talk about this. There was some more pressers last week I didn't get to. Kyle talked a little bit, just gave a little bit of an update on OTAs. Kyle always is very vague at this point because it's so early and stuff, and he's still getting a look at a lot of stuff going on and whatnot. But I mean, he was Kyle. He had some good points, but nothing really crazy coming out. Jimmy Garoppolo probably had his first press conference talking about the draft and stuff. And I know I probably did a podcast about this, but I figured I could bring it up on here. He talked about his feelings about the draft and drafting Trey Lance, and he did mention something interesting. One of the reporters asked him if he thought about requesting a trade after we went and drafted the team drafted Trey Lance, and he said he thought about it for a minute. But then he calmed down and he's still on the team. And I'm sure hopefully the conversation with Kyle and John helped a lot afterwards and whatnot. But I mean, Jimmy's demeanor, he seems very confident. He seems very focused. I do feel like this could be a situation where having Trey here motivates Jimmy to work really hard, and maybe he'll have a really good year. Um, I kind of get that vibe a little bit because I don't know, Jimmy just seems really focused this year, and he seems okay. Like, I'm sure it's weird when you know that like now you feel like you're on a timer. You don't know how much longer you'll be here, but um, I feel like it's going to be totally fine, and stuff like that. And uh, yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I don't know. Like, I like Jimmy's press conference. He doesn't seem me agitated or anything. He seems like he's focused and he's just gonna work hard, which I think is which is what I think is good. Which is what I like about our team is that we have a lot of really good guys on our team who don't have a lot, hopefully have a lot of egos, um, and stuff. And yeah, I mean, Kittle also had a press conference. Just talked about him going through like how important it is to have OTAs, how it's awesome to have everybody back, have like a regular OTA off season because with COVID last year they didn't have any normal off season really, and stuff, and that probably did not help with all the injuries, and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, there's not with the press conferences. There's a lot, but there's also not a lot. It's weird, um, and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah. There's also been no update on the Julio Jones thing. There's been some rumors, but they're really just rumors. There is some rumors that the Seahawks or the Rams were going to try to trade for Julio Jones, but I don't think that's going to happen because I do think Atlanta's going to want um, a first round pick or a very high pick, which is why I don't think we're going to be unfortunately trading for him because I just don't feel like we'll trade up another first rounder after we traded two away, really, for Trey this year. Um, but yeah, I mean, it'd be great to have Julio over here, but I just don't know if that's gonna happen. It would be awesome though, I'm not gonna lie. And it'd be good for whoever the quarterback is to have him there, even if he's getting older. He's still really good, for the most part. So, um, yeah, I mean, I really. Is there anything else? If you guys have anything else you want to talk about in the comments, please feel free to post a comment. Let me know if there's anything you want to talk about, um, and whatnot. Because I feel like I went over everything. Yeah. Um, I feel like that's it. I know I need to um just keep going and stuff, but yeah. Uh, there's obviously not going to be, since it is the off season. There's some news, but it's not super crazy like it is during the regular season. Um, I am really looking forward to the home opener against the Packers. I think that's going to be a really really fun game. Um, it's Sunday Night Football, so it's just going to be crazy. And having fans back in the stadium is going to be awesome and stuff, and whatnot. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It would be cool. Um, yeah, I mean that. I mean that's it. I mean, I already went over the schedule. The schedule is very favorable for us this year because of all of our injuries. Um, the way it worked out, we didn't get to play as much difficult games. We do have some little spots where that's difficult, but for the most part, it'll be pretty good. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I can really think about right now. Yeah, but yeah, definitely go check out the press conferences. The guys are funny. Javon Kinlaw's hilarious. His press conferences are so funny. And I'm really excited to see how he is progressing, and I'm just excited to see him play. I'm excited to see the guys who got drafted last year play this year because um, I feel like they're going to be, with having like more of a normal off season, they're going to be it'll be really beneficial for all of them and stuff. Yeah. See. Uh I'm just excited to see how the team looks this year. there hasn't been really any updates on D Ford. He's still kind of in. Sounds like he's in the same boat. I don't, since he has the back injury. I just don't know if he's going, like, how he's doing. Nobody's really said any updates on him. I know he's been. They've been saying he's been in the facilities and like he's been rehabbing and stuff, but I just don't know, like, uh, they haven't really given up an update of like if he's getting ready to play because he's not at these OTAs. He's one of the people who's not there, so he's obviously not ready to like go out yet. So hopefully some good news there soon. Hopefully, we'll see. Nick Bosa, I believe, is still down in Florida. He is rehabbing down there. The team seems very fond of him being down there because he has a routine and stuff, and they've been checking in with him and stuff, and he seems to be doing well. He should hopefully be there for training camp closer to the end of the month, and then and stuff, and then yeah. So sounds like Nick Bosa for sure will be back by the start of the season. Nick D Ford is still up in the air. I'm still not 100% sure about him and stuff because his injury, since back injury, and really honestly don't know what's going on, is very sketchy. So they'll have to be careful. Oh, speaking of that, Jalen Hurd is still on the team. So hopefully this season we'll actually get to see him actually play this year and hopefully not get injured in like OTAs or training camp and whatnot. I'm just hopeful that he is doing good because he had the back injury and then he had the ACL, unfortunately. So I know a lot of fans were excited about him to see how he does. So hopefully he comes in and he does really well and stuff like that. Yeah, that's that on that. Let's see anything else. Um, but yeah, but I know I read off the injury report with for Matt Mayoko earlier. I wouldn't stress too much about it if you guys are worried about it. This stuff happens. Like with training camp, guys haven't been playing as much. They've been working out, but they haven't been like doing certain things. Like there's gonna be an adjustment. So hopefully it's I wouldn't stress too much about it. It sucks, but hopefully everything goes good. With that, yeah. Let's see anything else. I'm trying to think. That I know I went through all of my stuff pretty quickly, guys. Do you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about anymore? I know there's only a few of you, but if you could shoot a comment or something, that'd be awesome. Um, yeah. Um, I kind of want to go back to this Kyle being a head coach. Um, yeah, he's not going anywhere for at least the next 2 years. Like, don't get me wrong, the Chiefs are an extremely really good team. Um, they have it really set up over there. I mean, they have freaking Patrick Mahomes and all the really awesome players over there. So like, yeah, I would love to have somebody from the Chiefs over here because they do, especially for offense, like they're really creative and really good. Um, but like I feel like Kyle is still really good on his own. He's had some rough seasons, but he's still his playmaking ability is still like amazing. Like I don't understand why uh some people um don't understand that because like if you watch him, he is so creative with the offensive plays he makes. Like some of the stuff he comes up with is really good and it works for this offense. Like they're going to be a run first offense and now we might have a quarterback who has a bigger arm who can do those deeper passes and stuff. Um so like I don't want Kyle to leave personally. Like that's my opinion. Like I'm happy with Kyle here. Um, now that doesn't mean Kyle's perfect. He obviously has his weaknesses and stuff, but like unless something like horrible happens and Kyle leaves, like and Kyle has to leave, like if Kyle really messes it up for some reason and does something really stupid, like that's the only way he'll leave. Because I feel like Jed York's not going to just go and fire him if he has a rough season or something. Like I really don't. Um, I just don't see that happening. Uh, as far as playoffs, it's going to be we're in the NFC West, so it's going to be difficult because all other three teams are playoff caliber teams. Seattle because they have Russell Wilson, Arizona because they have Kyler Murray and they have playmakers surrounding him, and they have a decent defense, and the Rams because they have a well, like they have a lot of really good players on their team as well, and they have Sean McVay who is um, also a really good coach. So it's just this this division is going to be tough, and it's going to be tough to make it in to the Super Bowl to the playoffs. And I only think three of us are going to be able to make it. So, and I do think part of it's going to come down to who is healthy near the end of the season and who wins the matchups uh, and stuff like that. Because that's what it's going to come down to. Like those divisional games are going to be tough to just to like win because we're all going to be wanting the playoff spots because um Arizona's close. Like and we struggle against Arizona. They match up well against us, so it's going to be hard. Seattle we always it's always a battle with Seattle. It always is. Um and with the Rams, it's they have Matthew Stafford now, so we got to see how that changes things and how that adjusts how that adjusts their playmaking thing. Like he's going to he's he's going to be he's a better quarterback than Jared Goff. He is. He's not as mobile as Jared Goff, but he is a better quarterback. Um, so it's that's going to be something that we are going to have to um, like just deal with. You know, like we're just going to have to go and take that and deal with it and figure out what we can do. So yeah, I mean those are the divisional games are the ones I'm looking forward to because it's going to be crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, unless like unless yeah, Kyle's not going anywhere though. I know I just went off tangent, but yeah, I just can't stop thinking about that now. But I just don't. I feel like this is the first time in a long time where we've had a lot of structure with this organization because we've had Kyle here for now going on his fourth year. Um, really, I mean, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 4 or 5 years, I guess. And he has gotten us back to the Super Bowl, and I think that's super important. Yes, it would have been awesome to win that game, but like he got us there though, and we haven't been there since 2012, so it's huge. So that's almost like that was 8 years. We haven't been there in 8 years since the last time we were there, so it's like that's it's just huge. And I just don't see him going anywhere. I think him, Jed, and John get along really well. I think John will leave before Kyle does, and I think hopefully we promote Adam Peters, and then Adam Peters becomes GM, and then John will either leave or he'll get a different promotion, a different title, or something. He'll still stay around. Because I know we almost lost Adam Peters, and that would have sucked. Because Adam Peters has been huge in getting some of our players that we drafted, I think. So yeah. What else? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. They're still kind of doing some workout stuff. I don't think there's going to be any more media availability coming up this week. Um, I think they only do it like a couple times a week, so we'll see what press conferences come out next week. and if Kyle gives another update and what the schedule is going forward. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It's been pretty standard so far. There's been no significant injuries. There's been those little other injuries, but nothing like nobody's torn an ACL or gotten an injury that they're out for the rest of the season, and stuff. So hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, we'll yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna start wrapping up stuff here. So please follow us on Twitch, subscribe to us on Twitch, use the Amazon Prime thing to connect it to your Twitch account, so that way you get a free sub, so you can sub to us for a month for free. Give us a free trial. Check us out. We have a lot of content on here. We have our main show, 954 Radio, that's on Tuesdays at 3. We have our whole schedule up on our Twitch account. My show's here on Fridays at 9 a.m. Wrapping up press conferences and any other mini news items that pop out through the week that we don't get to touch on. We have Prime Time with Mr. Nice Guy. He does his show Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. And we have some other stuff. We have our rewind show, and our faithful show. So we have a lot of awesome content coming up here on Twitch. We are still very new to Twitch, but we are really loving being here on Twitch, and it has been really awesome to see you guys, and to just have this platform, because we really haven't used it, and then we popped over here, and it's been really awesome for us. We put a lot of effort and a lot of work into our content, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Please give us feedback in comments or whatever. Let us know what you think about our stuff, and whatnot. Yeah. Um, our guy Jason is a huge proponent of why we're over here on Twitch, and he has done a lot. So it's been really awesome being over here, and we've been really excited. Please check out our website. It's on the ticker ninerfaithfulradio.com. We have our articles. We post our podcast up there. We have a lot of awesome stuff up there. Our guy Dylan is writing some new articles. He's one of our new writers. He's going to have some awesome content coming out. Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome. We are still doing stuff over on YouTube. So check us out over on YouTube, 954 Radio on YouTube. Please subscribe and do all the things over there. We are still posting stuff over there, which is awesome. We still do love YouTube and stuff too, but we've just been really focused over here on Twitch and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we have done a lot for here and stuff. But yeah, also check out our shop too. 954radio.com/shop. We have some new merch coming very soon. I think they're available for pre-order either now or shortly. They'll be available for pre-order. And we have some affiliate. I think we still have some stuff going up over there. So please go check out our shop. We have some awesome stuff. Go give it a look. See if there's anything that catches your eye. And stuff like that. Because that is, we really do love promoting our website, and our shop is a huge part of all of our things. So yeah, please go check it out. Give us a look. Tell all your friends about us. We're at Nana Fifth Radio on Facebook and Instagram. So that's about all the way out, like it says here, and that stuff too. We're obviously here on Twitch, Nana Fifth Radio. Tell your friends about us on Twitch. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff here on Twitch. This will be kind of our main thing here, so please check us out here. Like I said before, our YouTube, 954 Radio. We're also on Twitter at 954R, and stuff like that. And yeah, so just subscribe, do all the things and everything like that. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me this morning. Hope you guys enjoyed our quick hour long news catch up, and press conference talk. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining me, and as always, remain faithful.